Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are continuing our Pride Month celebrations with WPL, and we are very excited to have a special guest here with us today. We have Empress Miss Drew from Kitchener, Ontario, and she will be doing a story time with us. So welcome.
Hi, Mariah. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Thank you so much for having me, and happy Pride, everybody. I'm so excited to be here doing story time. I've been doing these for a few years, and now I've kind of got into the virtual world. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. A little bit about myself before I start. My name is Miss Drew. I live in Kitchener, Ontario, and I've been doing the craft drag for 20 or something odd years, and I really enjoy it. For the last 2 years, I've devoted my craft into raising money for various charities. So this year, I am actually raising money for ACWA, the AIDS Committee of Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, and area, and out of Niagara, the Positive Living Niagara, and out of Hamilton, I'm raising money for the AIDS Network. If you'd like to donate through those charities, you can just e-transfer waterfulempire@gmail.com. We're going to be presenting a really large check to them in August, so I'm really excited for that. I want to thank the Waterloo Public Library for having me and helping me out with my goal this year. So I have 2 stories to read for you today, and I really hope if you're watching, you can give us some hearts if you like what you see. Now I'm going to do my best to show the pictures. There's some lighting stuff here, but you know, my face looks pretty, right? So sit back and enjoy, and if any parents at home, just go grab yourself a cup of coffee and let me take over for a little bit. Have a little time to yourself. So the first story I'm going to read, it is Pride Month. It's called King and King. It's by Linda DeHaan and Stern Nijland. King and King. Some really great graphics, so I'm going to do my best to show you. You ready? On the tallest mountain above the town lived a queen, the young crown prince, and the crown kitty. The queen had ruled for many long years, and she was tired of it. She made up her mind that the prince would marry and become king before the end of summer. "Wake up," called the queen. "We're going to have a little talk, you and I." "I've had enough. You are getting married, and that's all there is to it," the queen said. The prince pushed away his breakfast. He couldn't eat a bite as the queen talked on and on and on. "I don't understand you. Every prince in these parts is married, every one of them but you. When I was your age, I'd been married twice already." By evening, all that talking had made the prince dizzy. Well, mother, I'll marry. Very well, I'll marry. I must say, though, I've never cared much for princesses." The queen was happy. She cheers to the future happiness of the future king. That night, the queen found her list of princesses and called every castle, alcazar, and palazzo, near and far. The very next morning, a crowd waited at the gates. Princess Arya from Austria sang a thunderous opera for the prince. No sooner had she finished than she was shown the door. Princess Dolly had flown all the way from Texas with her special magic act. The crown kitty was happy to assist. The crown kitty there. But the queen and the prince were not amused. Next came the funny little princess from Greenland. The prince didn't hit it off with her either. So he really didn't mind when his page promptly fell in love with her. There's the next princess coming. Boy, those long arms will certainly come in handy when waving to the people, said the prince. As fast as her elegant legs could carry her, Princess Ramashabuten from Mumbai stormed out of the palace. She was happy. The queen and the prince looked at one another sadly. None of this was quite what had expected. Wait, called the page. There's one more princess. Ahem. Presenting Princess Madeline and her brother, Prince Lee. At last, the prince felt a stir in his heart. It was love at first sight. What a wonderful prince! What a wonderful prince! The wedding was very special. The queen even shed a tear or two. Some wedding cake. The two princes are known as king and king. The queen finally has some time for herself, and everyone lives happily ever after. That was King and King. I hope you enjoyed that. That's one of my favorite stories to read. I want to thank the Waterfall Empire for lending me some books from their personal library. Again, that was King and King by Linda DeHaan and Stern Nijland. All right, folks, I do have one more story to read for you, and another one of my favorites. I was actually very, very lucky. Before COVID, I got to work with The Kindness Kangaroo and Sandra Wilson, who has a whole series of these fantastic books. And one of the things I really enjoy about this is all the graphics, all the pictures, they're painted by students and people before pre-K. It's just wonderful. And all the characters are non-binary. It's a fantastic book. So enjoy The Fabulous Flamingo by Sandra Wilson. Fabulous Flamingo was excited today because they were going to the beach to play. Flamingo packed a picnic and a bathing suit too, and the favorite princess's dress, which was blue. You see the graphics there, they're great. Friend Dee was going to meet them there when Mom finished putting color in Dee's hair. Flamingo always wanted to have hair that was blue, but Dee was adding pink and purple too. Can't really see. Maybe back there a bit. Maybe that's better. The beach day may not seem like the place to go with all your friends to have a costume show, but Flamingo's friends would dress up every day if they were able to do it that way. I like to dress up. Do you like to dress up? It's fun. J was a superhero with a cape of red. E was a unicorn with horn on head. R was a monster who gave a loud boo, and Fabulous wore the princess dress of blue. Of course, some people were surprised to see them that way. You don't see costumes at the beach every day. Each child was happy to dress the way they did. Dressing up is fun when you're a kid. I'm also a big kid. I like to dress up. They then put on their bathing suits and went in the water. Some swam like fish and some like an otter. They would lay on their backs and just float along, and they even began to sing a swimming song. It's a good swimming song. Think of that. Once out of the water, they all took turns helping each other. Helping each other so they all didn't burn. Sunscreen for all and hats on their heads to keep them from getting too hot and red. Gotta wear your sunscreen. Now it was time for something to eat. Each friend had brought a special treat. Bananas, apples, and even a grilled cheese, blueberries, donuts, and yogurt to squeeze. I love yogurt and blueberries. Sounds good. They enjoyed the food and the friendship too, and they all thought of what next they should do. Let's make castles in the sand. Let's gather seashells in our hand. I love the beach. Do you ever look for seashells at the beach? I love doing that. Some filled buckets and dug some wells, while others searched the beach for shells. Friends can find different things to do, or they can all do the same thing too. The flamingo was happy the friends could do anything that they wanted to. It was important that they had choices to make and didn't feel like they were all making mistakes. Being fabulous is about being you and enjoying the things you like to do. It's about not worrying what others have to say, but about staying true to you every day. The end, and a very, very happy Pride to everybody. Again, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much to Mariah and your team at the Waterloo Public Library for having me. I can't wait to work with you again. And my name is Miss Drew, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us today. That was absolutely wonderful. And we appreciate the time you gave to us today. I encourage anyone who has some spare time in the next couple of weeks, Miss Drew will be celebrating with a couple other locations. So the museum will be having Miss Drew, and so will the Brantford Library. So I encourage you to check that out because it's always wonderful to hear stories, especially from new friends. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful Pride.
You too. All right, my friends, I encourage you, if you have some spare time, to go outside to your sidewalks over the next couple of weeks and make some beautiful rainbow images or words of kindness and love. You have time, you have colors, and just share that love with everyone, okay? Have a wonderful rest of your weekend and happy Pride Month. Bye, everyone. Thank you.